Welcome to the Lose Weight, Live Life podcast. If you're a female professional or entrepreneur who would do anything to lose weight, yet finds it impossible to stick to a diet, to eat less, or just what you think you should, this podcast is for you. I am your host, certified life and weight coach, Claire McKenzie. Listen in to learn how to stop overeating, lose weight for the last time, and create a relationship with food and yourself that you love, all without diet deprivation and self-sabotage. Hi everyone, and a very warm welcome to episode number 1. I am so very pleased to be here talking to you today, because if you're listening, it means that I finally launched my Lose Weight, Live Life podcast. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while now, but it's been one of those things that's taken me longer to get to than I would have liked. So how are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling today? What brought you to this podcast? I would love to know, and I would love to hear from you, but more about that later. Now, I love listening to podcasts, and they have been fundamental to changes that I've made in my own life over the past 5 years, and so I wanted to create one just for you. And this podcast is for you if you're a female professional or entrepreneur in your 40s and 50s who wants to lose weight. Now, I bet that you're amazing, and I bet that you don't think you are. The reason that I created this podcast for you is because I've been coaching women like you for a while now. My clients are predominantly ladies in their 40s and 50s who work really hard and achieve loads in their life, and yet all they can see are the areas where they think they're not quite good enough. I see you, I know you, and I can help you feel better about yourself and your life and your eating. Because of course, I'm guessing that the reason you're here is because you're struggling either with losing weight or losing weight and keeping it off. And of course, if you're not a female professional and entrepreneur in your 40s and 50s, but you also would like to lose weight or change your relationship with food, I would also love you to listen, and you will find much of what I talk about is totally relevant to you too. So who am I? Actually, that's a question that my coach recently asked me, and my answer to that has changed dramatically over the past 5 years. I am a coach, a life, health and weight coach, a mother, daughter, wife, friend, business owner, entrepreneur, and previously a marketing director with a large global corporation. So let me tell you a little about my story. 8 years ago, I was approaching my 40th birthday and morbidly obese. I existed in a state of embarrassment and shame. Common thoughts at the time were, how much more weight do I need to gain before the weight gain stops? I hope I don't die at this weight. The ultimate humiliation would be having the pallbearers struggle to lift my coffin at my funeral. How did I become such a failure? I had a lovely home, 2 amazing children, a solid marriage, a successful business, and no traumatic childhood. I also used to think, anyone hearing about my life will think I'm a success. Anyone looking at me will think I'm a disaster. I felt so capable in so many areas of my life, work and family, and yet so incompetent at something that I thought should be relatively straightforward, losing weight and keeping it off. My weight had fluctuated since my teens. I grew up in a family that overate healthily, all fresh home-cooked meals, but large quantities of food. Mine was also a family where meals and food were a huge part of life. My parents both worked long hours, and we ate out regularly. I was larger than my friends during my teen years at school. I used to think, please don't include me in the photo, I'll spoil it. From memory, I developed the skill of overeating during school holidays when I was home alone and bored because I didn't know what to do with myself. I would make anything that I could find ingredients for, usually cakes or creamy, cheesy pasta dishes. Then, when I went to university, I lost weight easily. Life was exciting, an adventure waiting to happen. I did a lot of walking, met my future husband, fell in love, and at age 21 was truly slim. Then I got married, started working, studied to further my skills. We saved to buy our first house. Life was good, but hard work, and with no money to do exciting things, I fell into the pattern of binging on unhealthy snacks and watching rented videos from Blockbusters. Over the years that followed, I gained and lost a couple of stones several times over, but always regained more than I lost. Fast forward another 10 years, and I was morbidly obese with 2 children. Knowing that I fitted the morbidly obese label didn't make a difference. There was no switch in my head that said, okay, Now it's so serious you'll be compelled to take action, because I was already so unhappy and so desperate it didn't make a difference. At this point, I hated social occasions, shopping, photos with my children, beach holidays, and hot weather. Many of the things in life that should have been a source of joy. I continued to lose the same 2 or 3 stone several times over. Dieting was quite traumatic. I would have so much hope and anticipation that this time I would do it, until I didn't, and then the despair and disappointment would kick in. During these years, I would devour stories of other people's weight loss success. What was the turning point for them? What made them make the switch? Most seem to have a profound defining moment, whether it be a health scare, the desire to run around with their children, or the dreaded post-holiday photo. I would have obsessive thoughts swirling around in my head about this. What will do it for me? Then suddenly, after another failed attempt to stick to a healthy eating plan, I sort of gave up. I thought, I will not put losing weight at a higher priority than looking after my kids and doing the work required to maintain our finances. I thought, I have a slow metabolism from all the years of yo-yo dieting. I thought, it's in my genes. My dad's overweight. My grandma was overweight. And I also thought, I'm so lucky in all other areas of my life. This is just going to be my thing, my flaw. It's just the way it is. During this phase, I started to be a little nicer to myself. I didn't beat myself up quite so much. I felt I had a little more headspace, but of course the weight didn't go down. And then I kind of stumbled across something that was going to be life-changing. I discovered how to approach weight loss through life coaching, and I loved it for so many reasons. I discovered that being thin wouldn't automatically equate to having a great life. I discovered it was so much easier to be kind and lovely to yourself. I discovered that I have so much more energy when I don't overeat. I also discovered that I didn't need to eat food to make me feel better when something stressful happened at work. I didn't want eating dinner to be the highlight of my day. When you suss out why you desire food so much, making healthy food choices and not overeating is easy. And importantly, that it's all about managing your mind. I got rid of all the thoughts I've been having around food and weight loss since my teens and created a whole new, empowering mindset. I'd not felt so passionate about something for a long time. As I lost weight without deprivation and without wanting to self-sabotage, for the first time ever, I developed total freedom around food and eating and a new sense of purpose. And then I knew with 100% certainty that I wanted to help other women do the same. If it was possible for me, then it was possible for anyone. And know it's totally possible for you too. Another reason why I've created a weight loss podcast specifically professional and entrepreneurial women in their 40s and 50s is because that's very much who my clients have been over the past couple of years. I love working with women who have so much to give and just need some help figuring out how to take care of themselves, how to love themselves a little more, how to believe that they're good enough, let go of striving for perfection, and discover that yes, they do have enough time. Now, if you're anything like me, you might find the last point about time hard to believe, but more about the benefits of a time-abundant mindset in a future episode. When I discovered life coaching, I learned how to become boss of my brain, manage my mind, process my emotions, and take massive action, so that I could create the results that I wanted in my life, specifically the result of losing weight for the last time. So what do those things even mean? Become boss of your brain, manage your mind, and process emotions, and take massive action. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to be teaching you and helping you apply to your life as you listen in each week. And here's why you want to learn these things. When you know how to be boss of your brain, you have strategies for choosing what you want in the long term over what you want in the moment, without having to rely on willpower to do that for you. The problem with willpower is that it's infinite, so you will use it up as you go through your day or go through your week. When you know how to manage your mind, you can learn how to desire food less. I used to think that Cadbury's Dairy Milk chocolate was my favourite food in the whole world. Now, even though I still love chocolate, I literally wouldn't eat it if you paid me. Why? Because I have totally different thoughts about Dairy Milk chocolate now than I did 10 years ago. If you can't imagine not liking or not desiring your favourite foods, maybe you can imagine or remember liking a boyfriend who you thought was amazing, or someone else in your life, and yet now you think totally differently about them. That's because you've changed your mind about them, and I'm going to teach you the skill of changing your mind with intention around food and eating so that you can think about things differently to help you get the results you want. Next is processing emotions. Now, if you had asked me 6 years ago if I thought I was an emotional eater, I would have said no. I would have told you no. My thought, my belief, my truth at the time is that I wasn't an emotional eater because I wasn't an emotional person. I rarely got mad. I never got angry. I might get a little stressed, but that was really about all. And the reason was because I would eat to feel better. If I got an email that upset me or annoyed me or stressed me out, I would go and get something from the vending machine at work and sit and savour it at my desk, and the annoyance or stress would go away. If I felt frustrated that something hadn't gone my way and it was still bothering me when I got home from work, then I would treat myself with something sweet. I'm going to help you stop using food to comfort and soothe you after a hard day's work so that you feel better. And the other key aspect of what I will be talking about in this podcast is taking massive action. Now, if you're a successful professional entrepreneur, my guess is that you're pretty good at getting things done. So this part is going to be the easy bit for you, except for when you don't have enough time and are too busy taking care of everyone else or fulfilling requests others are making of you, whether that's at home, in your business, or at work. So this isn't a podcast about telling you what to eat and how to fit exercise into your already busy life. This is a podcast that's going to help you transform your relationship with food and yourself whilst you create a life you love even more than you do already. And you're going to lose weight for the last time along the way. This podcast is all about taking you on a journey to understand why you are overweight and overeating, helping you suss out what you want your relationship with food and eating lifestyle to look like, and then supporting you as you create that reality for yourself, taking down all the obstacles that life throws at you or that you create for yourself, because oftentimes that's what we do along the way. So here's what I want to leave you with today. I want you to take a few moments and visualize yourself at your ideal weight, effortlessly eating healthy and nutritious food in a way that fits with your life and you love it. If you were to rate your diet, how you eat, your relationship with food and yourself as a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you want or need to see? What does having a relationship with food that you love look like for you? What would you be thinking? What would you be feeling? What would you be doing? You know far more about how to create this for yourself than you likely give yourself credit for. Really allow yourself to spend some time feeling into this future version of you, and then meet me back here for the next episode of the Lose Weight, Live Life podcast. One more thing before I go. To celebrate the launch of this show, I'm giving away £500 worth of coaching gift cards. First prize is £275, second prize is £150, and third prize is £75. Winners get to choose whether to redeem their gift card against individual coaching, my Lose Weight, Live Life 6-month mastermind, or my One Life Academy membership. So if you would like to win one of these amazing prizes, there are 2 ways that you can enter. The first way is that you can leave me a review on iTunes. Now, I hope you've enjoyed listening. And of course, if you feel this podcast episode was 5-star quality, then that would be amazing. But more importantly, I want your honest feedback so that I can incorporate it into future episodes and make this podcast even better. And of course, all reviews get entered into the prize draw, no matter how many stars you give me. Now, unfortunately, iTunes doesn't share the details of everyone who's left a review. So I need you to save a quick screenshot and email it to claire.mackenzie@sparklediscovery.com. That's clair.mackenzie@sparklediscovery, all one word, .com. And if you're unsure how to do a review, go to www.thebestyou.coach/podcast launch. And the second way that you can enter is to share one of my social media posts about this podcast with your friends on Facebook. Again, to be entered into the draw, take a quick screenshot and email it to me at claire.mackenzie@sparklediscovery.com. Do both and you will get entered twice. And if you didn't quite catch all these details, visit www thebestyou.coach/podcast launch for step-by-step instructions of how to leave a review and how to enter the prize draw. That's www.thebestyou.coach/podcast launch. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast and are ready to live a more intentional life, lose weight as a part of that journey, and create a relationship with food and yourself that you love, then I would be honoured to be your coach. There are 2 ways that you can work with me. You can join my monthly membership program, My One Life Academy, that gives you self-paced learning, supported by twice-weekly live calls and a whole lot more. Or you can join the waiting list for my next 6-month Lose Weight, Live Life group coaching mastermind intensive. Go to www.thebestyou.coach/coaching to find out all the details.